Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, the award-winning gardening podcast as voted for by the Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and by my listeners. I hope that you have all clicked that subscribe button. If you're new to the podcast channel, please do click the subscribe button and then you get notified of all the new podcasts that get launched. And if you're not following me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, make sure you look for Gardening with Ben and follow me on all my social medias. So sit back, relax, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's gardening podcast with Ben. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. Well, it's a brand new week of podcasts. We've been keeping them back up and running again, and I'm sure quite a lot of people are happy with that, 'cause I do get messages on a daily basis, people saying that they're enjoying listening to them. So if you're one of them, feel free to send me a message and let me know what you think. And thank you to everybody that's subscribed to this podcast so far, and also people that have left great reviews as well. It's always nice reading reviews of what people think of them. So what are we talking about today? Well, it's a brand new week. It's halfway through the year now. Would you believe it? We're halfway through the year, and wow, it certainly is flying this year. We'll soon be in the heat of summer, hopefully, pretty much soon. I've seen reports that it's going to get hot towards the end of the week, possibly 30 degrees, which will be absolutely fantastic because I'll be off at the end of the week and hopefully be able to spend some quality time in the allotment, but it'll mean having to do lots and lots of watering, and obviously watering takes so much time to do. You don't realise how much time watering takes, but it actually does. And obviously when it is a hot day, you need to water really early in the morning before it gets hot, because you don't want it to be scorching the plants as well. So we're going to be really busy in the next few days. I'm on night shift until Tuesday night, so I won't be back down to the allotment officially probably until Thursday. So we've got quite a few days before we'll be back at the allotment. So what do I do in the meantime when I'm on night shifts, a lot of you may ask, because obviously I don't want to be doing anything too strenuous down at the plot, because I may be doing an office job, but it does get tiring. And if you're doing hard grafting work on the allotment in the afternoon, you'd be tired at night, and that's not what I want. So I tend to leave all the strenuous digging work, building work for days when I'm off, and I can actually spend full days down at the allotment and actually enjoy doing it, rather than just rushing down there and rushing around doing stuff and then coming back. Usually the days when I'm working nights, I usually go down at about 2:30, and I'll stay there till possibly 4 o'clock. So about an hour and a half down there, just spending some quality time actually enjoying my plot and enjoying being there, because sometimes I don't appreciate the nice plot and the area that I'm in as much as I should do. It's a really nice area where my allotment is. There's not many houses around it. It's quite open and there's fields at the side of it, and not much pollution. It's brilliant. It's just lovely and peaceful and quiet. Yes, you can hear the chickens and guinea fowls squawking and peacocks shouting and the birds singing, but it is a lovely peaceful area where I am. So what I usually do is I just usually go down to the allotment, do my watering, pick any produce that's ready. And today, as I've recorded this, I've picked a massive plant pot full of strawberries today. Wow, it's absolutely amazing how many strawberries I've actually picked today. So that is generally what I tend to do when I'm on the allotments and when I'm off. And I like to think about what plans I've got for the allotment while I'm off as well, because obviously I like to make a list. I'm one of these people that make an allotment list of all the jobs what need doing on the plot, and obviously the list is never ending. I'm sure you're all the same with like house jobs. Mine's garden jobs. I always create a list of garden jobs that need doing, and I do them in priority as well. And also I do them from the list of jobs which I usually record at the beginning of the month with my podcast, all the jobs which need doing in that month, and ticking them off as I'm going along, because then you're keeping on top of the actual jobs which need doing on the plot. And obviously one of the jobs on the list at the moment is pruning my plum tree, and I've still not got round to doing that yet. So that is going to be one of my main tasks of while I'm off at the end of the week, getting it all pruned and shaped and tidied up a bit, because it is getting really tall now. That's the thing with fruit trees, you can prune them, but then the next minute they're absolutely massive again. Has anybody else noticed that when growing fruit trees, how fast they can actually grow the branches on them? It's amazing how fast they do actually grow. Now if you were to put a slow-mo camera and watch them, I'm sure you'd be able to see it actually growing in front of your eyes. It's that fast. And sometimes it's the same, like once it's rained, you can go back to the allotment next day and it's like a jungle. It just seems to grow overnight sometimes, all the plot. You won't see anything grow for a while, and then next minute you'll go and everything seems to have shot up and started growing. It's like my melon plants at the moment in the polytunnel. They're taking so long to get growing, but hopefully once they do get growing, they'll start growing fast. And I'm just waiting for this hot, warm weather at the moment to come and get that growing everything fast, and hopefully getting the produce going as well. So yeah, we have got a lot to do, and we haven't got loads to do on the allotment. I've got plenty of jobs to do on the allotment, don't get me wrong, but I'm happy with the state of how it is at the moment. It could be better, things could be better, I could be a bit more on track, but I'm happy with how things are looking. And when I've gone live on my Facebook and everything like that, everybody seems happy with how my plot is looking at the moment. And there's still a lot of work what I want to do, there's still a lot of project work, but without these projects we wouldn't have anything to do, and we need to keep fit and able. So that's why I set these little projects and these little ideas. One of the projects I would love to do is rebuild all my shed and make it a lot better and design it better, to be honest. It would be nice to have a second floor on it so that I could sit on top of the shed and enjoy the sunshine and have it as like a little garden area up there with a bench and some plant pots and stuff like that. But I'm no good at DIY, and knowing my luck, I'll end up crashing through the shed roof and landing on the floor. So yeah, we might not be doing that yet. We'll have to see. We'll certainly have to see with that one. But yeah, I hope that you all have a fantastic week, and make a list of all the jobs which you want to do in the garden. Go around making a list of all the things that you need to get done in the garden and tick them off as you do them. Even if it's just spending 5 or 10 minutes each night doing a bit in the garden, completing a bit more every single day, you will get through that list and you will get things sorted. So if you've not listened to my other second podcast channel, that's called Gardening and Allotment Tips Podcast, go and check that out. That's doing really well at the moment. It's getting so many listens to at the moment. Go and check that out and subscribe to that. There's been a new podcast on that channel every single day at the moment, so go and have a listen to that as well. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. Thank you for listening to today's Gardening with Ben's podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do click that subscribe button, and feel free to share it as well on your Instagram stories. All you have to do if you're listening on Spotify is click the share button, and you can share it straight to your Instagram story for all your followers to listen to, and help build my listeners up as well and get more people listening to it. Feel free to check out all my social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Go check it out. Check out my dancing. Gardening with Ben. And check out the link as well in the description of this podcast, where you can check out my gardening t-shirt shop, where I sell funny t-shirts with all different funny logos and designs on, and feel free to support me by purchasing one, and all the money obviously goes back into my allotment where I can share more gardening tips with you all. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcast.